BarbacoaCore Podcast Network.
What is up, everybody? Thank you for checking out a new episode of the Glass Clown Podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Christopher. This is supposed to be a comedy mental health podcast, but I think I'm putting too much emphasis on the it's a mental health comedy podcast because we haven't yet found the funny in it yet. So this is going to be the one where you tell me all your problems and I'm just going to laugh at them, if that works.
I mean, all right.
All right.
Challenge is up to you, man.
Yeah. On today's episode, I got a local comedian, my homie Ryder Ashton. How you doing, man?
Can't complain right now, but we're about to get into it. So
this podcast is all about complaints, so I hope you brought them ready. Before we get into it, Twitter, Instagram, or how can people find you? Do you have anything to promote? Go ahead and give it to them right now.
You can follow me on Instagram at @Ryder, _Ryder, and that's all I am. That's Instagram.
Yeah. How's comedy going for you, man? How you been doing with comedy?
I've been I think I've been doing better because just I don't know, like it's a funny thing, like I've been in a better headspace recently.
That's good.
And that I think just goes hand in hand with like being funnier.
Yeah.
A lot of times. It's like, yeah. Well, I think like because I found like, yeah, I've been miserable a few years ago, but like I wasn't funny then. But like with hindsight, it's a lot easier to be funnier with that because you're not too close to it.
Yeah.
So it's like you can just see the bigger picture, and you could also like you've kind of digested it, and you put it in the past, so you can kind of laugh about it more.
That's the whole thing. They say tragedy plus time equals comedy.
Yeah, it's a real cliche, but
cliche, but it does kind of make sense. It does. Like the further you get from your problems, the more like you're like, oh, that was silly that I was like so worked up over that, and now I joke about it. Some people could do that. You're also in school, right? You're trained to be a misogynist. Is that what it is?
I'm actually already a misogynist. Professional. Okay.
Professional already?
No, I'm that was a good one. I
was thinking about that all day, believe me.
Really?
I'm proud that I remembered it. I have no notes. I'm walking, but I did think about that.
Patrick done?
I was like, how am I going to open it up? Oh yeah, he's studying to be a misogynist, but a massage therapist, right?
Yes.
Okay. How's that going?
I enjoy it. I actually really enjoy it a lot.
What made you want to get into that?
It was funny. Like I quit the job. I used to work at a bar for since I was 21. I'm 25 now. So like for 4 years I was just at a bar, and I just quit that finally because I just had enough of it. And I was just during my 2 weeks before I left the job, I was just putting out feelers and just saying in conversation to friends and family hey, I'm quitting this job. I was just wondering if you guys know anybody's hiring or any other places I could go. And somebody was at the gym, she was like, oh, you a friend of mine, she was like, you'd be really good at massage, I think, because they really need strong guys, and I think you'd really enjoy it. And I was like, I mean, what do I have to lose?
You think she was just flirting with you?
No, she's married.
You think she was just flirting with you?
Her husband was right there.
You think they were just flirting with you?
No, they don't seem the type. They don't seem the type.
Yeah.
No, but it was.
And so, how long you been doing that?
Honestly, I'm 2 weeks in.
Oh, 2 weeks in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've been having fun so far. It's like I go there, we practice, and then I go home, study some anatomy, read some chapters, and it's all good.
Yeah.
There's no everything I hate about school is not there. In college, I had with calculus and you have to go to advisors and all that stuff. No, here it's just everyone's here for the same reason.
Mm-hmm.
So it's there's no one like, oh, I'm going to be doing this instead and that instead, or this, like, because when you get to college, people are like, I want to be a psychologist, I want to be a sports business major, like I want to be a pro athlete. It's like everyone has their different agendas, but here it's like, well, we're all here for massage.
Yeah.
Whether what we do with massage afterwards, what specific genres of that like is different, but like we're all there for like just one goal.
Oh, this is your profession now, like, or you're just trying it out. I mean, like, it's kind of hard to say, okay, well, this is the rest of my life for the rest of my life type of thing.
True, yeah.
But this is like your new goal, well, comedy, and then the profession of a professional masseur. Is that the right way?
I think.
Masseuse.
Yeah, I am enjoying it. I will say that I enjoy it more than I enjoyed, like, say, my economics classes or like any other job I had.
Yeah,
I've had a few jobs where I'm like, I haven't really felt like oh, I could do this long term. Or like, no one's really like been like excited for me about this than now. Like I used to work at a vet. My only person excited about me working at a vet was my mom. She was like, "We get discounts."
She's about the discount. So what do you mean? Like nobody was like supportive? Like nobody was like, well, had your back on these like endeavors?
Well, at the bar, my parents have been very nice to me. They've been very great.
So that's a nice way to say it. Like they've been nice to you.
They were like, well, they know, they're like, well, he didn't have his life together, but like they were also like, well, he's not going to figure it out like on the streets. So like
they were just like, just do something.
They're like, just get a job, like
just do something.
Yeah. So like at the bar, they were supportive, I guess, but they weren't like, it's a bar job, like there's only so much support and I wasn't even the bartender, so it was like, what are you going to be? This like, oh, our son's a bouncer.
Yeah, that was a bouncing game. Like, I mean, you can't really make a career out of being a bouncer. Oh, like, no, I do know somebody that does make a lot of money.
Oh, no, you can, but I was not going to, nor do I want to.
Yeah, I've heard stories of making a lot of money just as a bouncer is a big deal. You gotta take care of people. So I guess you could make a career out of that.
Well, there's ways of doing it, but I am not interested in that at all.
Yeah. So you're on a new career path. You feel that you're doing more. You're doing better with comedy. You're doing more comedy and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I feel it, but I still, I'm still stuck with like just 5 minutes. So it's not like,
Yeah.
I'm not going on tour or anything.
Are you the type of person to put like life goals, like 5-year plans, 10-year plans? Do you do anything like that? Have you ever been anybody to do
Patrick,
something like that?
You just heard the last 5 years of my life. I don't think I haven't.
But like now, like you're like, okay, well, I'm going to start making plans. This is where I want to be in 5 years. This is where I want to be in 10 years.
No, I haven't.
No.
I tried that, but it doesn't.
Is that like out of fear, out of laziness, out of you don't want to like overshoot your shot type of thing?
No, it's more like I'm just wrong every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been.
So you have done that before, where you're like, "This is my 5-year plan. This is my 10-year plan."
Well, I recently found a scrap of paper. I was cleaning out my desk, and I found a scrap of paper of like a sheet that I had written down in like high school, I think.
Yeah.
And it said life goals. It only had one phrase on it. It said become spokesperson for alcohol, like for an alcohol company. Because I thought it was going to be this huge part. I thought it was going to be like this Ron White. Like,
but you don't drink.
No, exactly.
Was there ever a time where you drank?
Oh yeah, back like when I was like 19, 20. But what
made you think that you were going to be a spokesperson for alcohol?
That was my goal. Was like life goal. Was just I think I was going to write more, but I just never got around to it. But it was just like become a spokesperson because I thought it was like that was so cool.
Did you ever pretend to make commercials like Matthew McConaughey does with his bourbon, the Wild Turkey?
Oh no, I never did that kind of. I never went that far with it. But.
It's just so bizarre to me, like that. You're like want to be a spokesperson for alcohol, but you never practiced doing an alcohol ad. Like, what were you gonna do?
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, I was just like, I just thought I was gonna be this huge party animal once I got to be like 21 or like much older, but. Complete opposite.
What deterred you? Deterred. Words. What made you not want to be a party animal?
I think like I I had like I had this habit of like I had this summer job valeting, and so you're like running all day, and you come home exhausted, just
Yeah.
dead tired every day.
Yeah.
And then I would have like, I remember one night I was just like, oh, we'll just put a little vodka and orange juice, like have one drink, whatever, and then like go to bed. But then I had that, but then I was sitting on the couch thinking like, this feels too good. And it feels like this
Yeah.
could easily, it feels like this could be easily a ditch I just like fall in,
Yeah.
because it's like,
That's alcohol for you, man.
yeah, that's why I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to be, and I was like, I don't want to, I want to be that guy that's just like, oh, I just want to drink at the end of the day. Because
Yeah.
then that guy gets kind of like depressing after a while, because you're like, dude, like, I get it. Work
It's all about
sucks, but-
perspective. You can be, oh, I just want to drink, or it's time to fucking drink. It's time to party.
Yeah.
It's all about, the attitude in it. But I've been both, so I can see what you're talking about. Like, oh, I just need a fucking drink.
Well, there was that also, and then I just discovered, like, because I went to a few parties, I had a few parties in college, but like, I just felt like I just realized, like, oh, I'm just lost when I'm drinking. I'm already like lost, like socially, like sober.
Yeah.
But like, if I start drinking, it's just like, what? We just want to like just lose the oars in this boat. And just kind of just kind of drift away. Just
What's your wildest night of drinking that you remember, or that you've been told that happened?
I haven't really. I will say the wildest night probably was, I think I woke up with, in my dorm room, I woke up with all the kitchen furniture, like the tables and chairs and all that stuff, in my room. And I was wearing a woman's tank top, pink, like obviously women. It wasn't like a large, like loose hanging one of those t-shirts, but it was like a tight fitting,
like a midriff type of
it
show
was
and
it was a
stuff?
midriff on me.
Oh yeah, well a lot of things could be a midriff on you, man. You're huge.
Yeah, but so I woke up in that, and for like a brief second I was like, what? Huh? And then I realized, oh, we played Truth or Dare or whatever. Like, we played a game, and it was one of the dares was, hey, switch shirts with him. And then I just got sad. I was like, I missed that tank top.
Did you return the tank top? Whose tank top was it?
Eventually, within a few days, I got my tank top back. But yeah, like I just remember being like, what? And then I was like, oh, I see. I remember what we did. Because we had to clear all the furniture to play the game.
Oh,
a small little apartment. But
so you made it sound like you got so messed up.
Oh no, it wasn't even
like I'm moving everything into my yeah. Okay.
No, it was like a team effort. So
you just didn't remember when you woke up. You're like, why is all the furniture in my room?
For a few seconds, and then I put it all together. It all came back to me, but it was and it was just other than that, like that, and then I was on the rugby team in college, and we played
rugby.
Yeah,
that sounds pretty hardcore, man.
Yeah, well, I was not. So I was out there just trying not to get hit, which is not a good strategy.
Is it rugby all hitting?
Yeah, that's not a good strategy.
Like that's all you do is smash into each other.
I pissed off a lot of teammates just
because you didn't want to hit
or get hit. No, fucking almost cried during practice every time. Yeah, basically just scared myself shitless for like 2 years.
Yeah. So it's good, man. It seems like you're very positive about what's going on. You got like stuff in order. You feel positive
for now.
For now, what like are you a pessimist? Like you're always like it's not going to go this good all the time.
Oh, I do have that thought of like, well, it's going good for now.
Yeah.
I had that thought earlier today. I was like, I feel great. I was driving home from class. I was like, I feel great. This is like a great day. And then I was like, man, when's it going to end? Is that
a habit of yours that when anything's good?
It's a bad habit.
How long have you been doing that?
I don't remember when I started, but it's been lately. It's just like occasionally it'll pop in. Like, yeah, but when is it gonna like all come crashing down? But why? It's like, well, there would be no reason. Like, I don't know. What would be the reason why? But I don't know. But like, I'm just like that. Just thought keeps ruining the party sometimes.
Is that a thing that usually happens when something's good going? When the things are going good, like it's gonna crash, it's gonna be taken away from you. Is that where you get that habit of thinking from?
Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to say just because like I don't know when it started, but like And well, yeah, like I'll be having a great time, and then it'll just be like, well, what if we just get a call one day,
Yeah.
and then it just all just
Yeah.
collapses.
No, I get that. I mean, I think everybody
Which has
that,
happened to me. So like it's
where like things were going good and then you got a call about something
oh yeah, it'll
came
be like
all crashing down.
oh yeah, it'll be like and I had a few calls over the summer where it would be like me just waking up, and I'd get this call, ruin my whole month.
Yeah.
With like terrible news.
Yeah.
But like the plan prior to that call would be like, hey, we're gonna be like we're gonna be going to this party later. Like it'd be like just like great plans. Like, oh, it's the summer. Like we're gonna like hang out with friends and all that stuff. And then it'd be like just like dropping a hammer, just like and devastating news and stuff.
Do you ever feel like a weird sense of satisfaction that I knew something bad was gonna happen and something bad happened, and so like now I'm right?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Like, where do you think it comes from? Because I get that too. Like I'm not I told you so person, but I am to myself. Where like I knew something bad was gonna happen. I knew something like, and I feel like a sense of pride as like not pride. That pride's the wrong word, but like a sense of like I'm right.
That's your brain just saying, "I told you so."
I told me so.
Yeah.
But you do get a sense of like,
oh, I've had that.
I called it. I knew that was gonna happen.
Oh yeah, no, I remember just like there'll be like a period of like so much time will go by and I'll be like, nothing really tragic has happened lately.
Oh, so you're just waiting.
And then
you got to remind yourself.
Out of nowhere, I'll be having a great time, and it'll be like out of nowhere, like, hey, Ryder, it's been a while since one of your pets has passed away, right? And I'm like, geez. Why did we bring that up?
Yeah.
And then months, I'll forget about it, but then months later, something will happen, and I'll be like, yeah, I told you so, Ryder. Like, why do we need that?
I get that. I mean, I completely understand what that is. I don't know what that is, but I understand what that is. Does that make sense? Like I can't name it. I don't know what that is called. It probably has a
name, but
I'm sure it has a name. I'm not smart with that. But I completely see what you're talking about. I completely understand. Why do you think that is? Do you think it has to be like a defense mechanism in a way? Like I can't be this happy for that long.
Do you think it's like a defense mechanism of like, well, life can't always be this good. So
yeah,
when it does take a downward turn,
yeah,
we're just gonna take the wheels out from underneath us, like before that happens. That way, like,
yeah.
Well, it was gonna happen, like I guess just like preemptively ruining the party before life can. Maybe I don't know.
That sucks. That's a sucky feeling. And I get that. I get that all the time. Like I'm always waiting for something bad to happen. Like I was thinking about this today. Like I always worry about where my wife is. I do this thing when I work from home now, but when I was going to work, I would always text, when I parked the car, I was like, got it, made it to work, all that stuff. She doesn't do that. So if I don't hear from her, I'm thinking like, oh shit, I'm John Wick now. Like I just gotta turn into killers. I gotta avenge her death. Like I think the worst case scenario, and I'm just like, all right, well, this is my life now. I'm gonna avenge her death. I gotta kill everybody. I gotta take care of it. And then she'll just call me like, oh yeah, I just forgot to call you. And I was like, I was about to go on a killing spree because I thought you were like,
I was about to murder for love.
Yeah, like I go through that extreme because I'm always worried about the worst case scenario type of thing. Like. It's something similar to that. Like if things are going too good, I'm always worried about when is it gonna get bad? When is something bad gonna happen? I'm always like, so I get that.
I've ruined weeks like that.
Where do you think that comes? Where do you think you got that from? If you had to pinpoint, because I can't pinpoint where I got that from. I just know it's in the way that I think.
I couldn't pinpoint it because I can remember times where it goes back to like when I was like in high school, that happening.
What out of all the times that it's happened that you could remember, what was your highest high and the lowest low? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what was the furthest drop from the, like, everything is so good right now? Or what was the first time or the most...
so I'll say the most recent time. I can't remember the highest of high, but the most recent time it was a few weeks ago. It was like right as I started school. And I was really excited about school. I was at Oak Hills, like I was telling people like, man, this is great. I really love this. Like, I feel great. Like I'm not working until 4 a.m. Like,
Yeah.
physically, I feel good.
Yeah.
Like mentally, I feel great. Like I'm doing, new jokes. Like this is going great. And then I found a lump inside of my cheek at the bar.
Yeah.
And then it just went to zero. Like it went to like negative a million. Cause I instantly went to like, I'm
dying.
Oh, I'm gonna die. Like it was like, we finally discovered our passion.
Yeah.
And we're finally doing great for ourselves.
Yeah.
And we're finally getting some momentum in life. And then there's just like, too bad you're gonna die from this. And then, but I had a dentist appointment the next day. So I found out the next day. I was like, it's, I forget what she said, but it was like a burst mucus gland or whatever. She's
Nothing
like,
that serious.
It was just like, they happen for some reason. They'll go away. But like, she's like, if anything else changes, like give us a call. And I was like, relieved the next day. But the rest of that night prior to that, I just left the bar. Like I said bye to one person.
Yeah.
The show was still going on. I was just like, bye. And then I just went home, did not turn on any music, just parked the car, studied a little bit, and then, worried, like lump in cheek.
Oh, you WebMD?
Oh, no. Yeah, exactly. Which made it worse.
It always makes it worse.
And then I just lied in bed thinking about like, well, this is how it ends,
Yeah.
We could never move out of our parents' house, and we're just going to die of cancer. And then just the next morning was like, it happens sometimes.
Yeah. And you're like, I destroyed my mind. I was like so sick. Like, and
for hours.
That's funny how you put it. Like, well, this is how it ends.
Yeah.
Well, this is how it ends.
At the very least, it was like, well, it's not going to be like, we're not going to have this good of a time for at least, years.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have to deal with this,
Yeah. Like you thought like that was a road to something. Like that was something that you're going to have to deal with for a while. Like this is your new life.
At the very least, like a year or two. It was just like, we can never get back to what we were doing.
Yeah.
Or we're going to have to postpone it. It's like, what, 2024?
Yeah.
So it's like, great. We finally know what we want to do. And this happens. And then she's like, I guess sometimes it happens. It's fine.
When they told you that, when they're like, sometimes it happens, did that bring any kind of relief?
That bring like so much relief to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was instantly like grateful and like, now I got to go to class. But I was like, thank God.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I like for situations like that, I'm like, I knew it. I fucking knew it. I was right. And then when they tell you like it was nothing, like, damn, now I feel stupid. I just wasted that night. I had a bad night because of all this stuff. And then I get upset about that.
Well, you know what? I didn't do that. When I didn't get mad at myself for that is because she was like, yeah, it's a mucus gland or whatever bursting. And then that never popped up on my searches that night. So I was like, well, she is a dentist. She does study this. And this is her. I was like, I'm going to take her word over. I was like, because I was like, yeah, well, she's probably right.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to be the guy like, no, when I looked up earlier.
Yeah.
It's like, no. I decided like, we're going to trust her rather than our web search for now.
Yeah. Like there's a sense of pride that you're getting from going back to school or working on this, sense of pride from like comedy. Was there like a point that you're like, I need to fix this?
I get like, so I was working at the bar for like 4 years and that just became too, like, I just became burnout there.
Mm-hmm.
I just like, my friends would be like, you look like you hate your job.
Yeah.
Like they're like, you're not even hiding it.
Yeah.
I'm just openly just loathing.
Yeah.
Every day I go into the work.
And with the schedule like that, like with the hours like that, your sleep has to be like
8 p.m. to 3, 4, 5 a.m. at work, and then like usually 3 to 4. But then you don't get to bed till like 5, 6.
Yeah.
Sometimes later, depending on how many decisions you make. But
So you're at work. People are noticing that you're not in a happy place.
Yeah, I wasn't even like I used to enjoy the job like the first few years. I used to enjoy that job, but then it just became like again like this like I'd be the guy like everyone would be having the time of their life singing karaoke and videotaping and like celebrating stuff, and I'd be the guy just like waiting for it to like you like
for it to be over. I'm
you
just
guys
so
done
mad
yet?
mad at people having a good time.
Yeah, I'd be like, are you guys done?
Yeah.
Like, I want you to leave now. And like it's 9 o'clock. I'm like, yeah, I want to go home.
We got 5 more hours of this.
My favorite part, like my favorite shifts were the shifts last year during quarantine.
Because everything shuts down so early.
Yeah, because my favorite shift was the Thanksgiving weekend curfew shift. Yeah. Because they San Antonio had a curfew of 11. So we had last call at 10:45 p.m.
Uh-huh.
And I came in at like, I think like 7, but it was still like, oh, what? I'm going home already. Yeah. Like I was in bed by midnight. I was like, this is the best day ever. I made a little money. I didn't make much money, but I was still like, I don't care.
Well, yeah, you're not working any hours, but like at least like you're not at the place that makes you miserable, and you get.
That's probably like the last time I was happy there. Just like,
yeah,
guys, we're turning the lights on at 11.
Yeah.
And then I got burnt out there, and then I finally just like. You just kind of like notice that you're just kind of hitting a wall over and over again. And I was just like, why do I have another job? Like I drive Grubhub. Like, why don't I just like quit this? I've been meaning to quit it for like years.
Yeah.
But I just never got around to it. And like quarantine happened. So it was like, well,
quitting the bar job or the Grubhub?
The bar
you
job.
wanted to be done with the bar.
I wanted to be done with the bar job, but I didn't have anything lined up for so long.
Yeah.
And then also quarantine hit, and then we got to do construction there that they paid us for, which was a lifesaver because I was like, oh, finally work. But like I just couldn't quit it for a while. And then I finally could. And then I just was like, oh man, I'm finally done.
Yeah.
The last 2 weeks was like, I'm finally out.
Yeah. What other kind of things do you deal with? What are the things about you are you working on to like yourself better, I guess?
Oh,
like you work out regularly, right? That has to have a positive outlook on how you feel, how you think about yourself, right?
Yeah, working out does, but only to an extent, you know. Yeah. Like I have been like real depressed at like while working out at the gym.
While working out, crying and lifting weights.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, I've been in I've had terrible days at the gym, but like it does help, you know. Like it, and also like what because I noticed over quarantine, I couldn't work out for so long. So I noticed like the effects of like starting again. And the great part about it is like if you start working out and then you start getting like better sleep because you're more tired at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So like I didn't have as much insomnia of like staying up till like 3 or 4 in the morning because I had some like my body was just like we're not ready to go to bed.
Got all this energy.
Yeah, it was just like, well, what we're gonna do? It's like I don't know, nothing's open, but
yeah,
we're gonna do nothing. But like when you're working out like so many times a week, like right now with massage and the gym and all the other errands I do, like by the time I get to bed, I just pass out.
Yeah, you're so drained.
And then you wake up and you're like, all right, you feel okay, but like usually you feel tired, but like you kind of get over after a cup of coffee or two. But like it does help that you're not like staying up all night, just going through thoughts over and over again, and then that's not good for your anxiety.
Yeah,
and you're just like going through scenarios or just over regrets and stuff. But if you're just like passing out sleep, that usually helps with it. And also, I go to the gym to like work out, but also like a lot of my friends are there,
so it's a social thing.
So it's also a social thing of like, it was like, yeah, well, like people are, oh, I gotta go to the gym today. It's like, no, I get to go to the gym today, and hopefully I see, you know, like 3 or 4 guys I love and want to talk to or catch up to.
Yeah,
you know, and I have a blast there. It's not like I'm like, oh, we got to do this terrible CrossFit workout. It's like, no, we're gonna do the workout and then we're gonna fuck around a little bit.
Yeah,
you know, but it's I enjoy it. Like, you know, that's usually what I do. Pretty much try to do every day. But other than that, I don't know what I do to keep myself with an optimal view on life.
So what other? I mean, what other stuff do you deal with? Like, what other? Like when I came up with this idea and you approached me to be on this thing, like, what kind of things did you want to talk about, or what kind of things did you want to like, get off your chest and stuff? You know what I mean?
Are you getting tired of hosting the show, Pat?
No, I'm not getting tired of hosting the show. What?
I'm joking. No, honestly, like I was just like no one else. I was very curious of what you had up your sleeve with this podcast, because no one else wanted to do. Not too many other people want to do like topical, like or specific. I don't know, not goal oriented, but like
it's hard to stick with the topic because you're kind of like stuck to that, but at the same time, it's a good thing because people guests that come on and also people that do decide to listen will kind of know what they're getting themselves into, rather than like, oh, we'll just see what happens today.
I think it's probably easier to pitch to people to watch that way, because if people are like looking up a bunch of talking heads that they don't know, they're like, well, why should I listen to these guys if I don't know who they are or why they're talking?
Yeah.
But if they're like, oh, they're all talking about X, Y, and Z, they're like, I might try that out, even though I don't know the host and stuff.
Yeah,
I might enjoy that. So I was really, because like I've been on a few podcasts where it's like just a bunch of like people talking over each other, and I'm just like, I don't really want to listen to that either.
Yeah,
but I was when you were saying like, oh yeah, we're gonna talk about mental health and comedy, and I was like, in which order?
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like it's supposed to be a comedy mental health podcast, and like that's kind of like it's hard to put that out there because like, okay, let's make fun of the things that you don't want to make fun of, So I'm still trying to work out the whole structure of everything. I think this was a pretty good discussion so far. I'm glad that you're in a good place. I'm glad because I've known you for almost 3 years already, and I think this is the happiest I've seen you.
I think it's just like this has been the happiest I've seen myself.
And that's amazing, man, because it bums me out to see young people, and you're a very young person compared to me, that are like really bummed out. I was like, what the fuck? They don't even know how bad it gets.
It's not that they don't know how bad it gets. It's just they don't know how good it could be. I think
that's a good way to
put it. Because I feel like you're just so bogged down with your own troubles that that's your whole world.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, how do you explain it? Like it's like they're not focusing on like, oh, I could do anything. They're like, I can't do these things. And if you switch it, it's a lie. But also,
yeah,
it's a I guess it's a better outlook on life. But I don't know. It's just they're just it's hard to get over sometimes though.
Yeah,
because it's not as simple as like just go to the gym. It's like that doesn't work.
Especially the longer that you're in it, it's hard to recover from it, because you're just so used to being in this space.
It gets
this
comfortable.
Negative space. It gets comfortable. There you go.
I got comfortable at the bar because I knew what was going to happen.
Because it's what you know. It's the familiar. Like even though you're not happy with it, it's the familiar environment that's what you know. And even though like it's negative, you find comfort in the familiarity of it. You know?
Yeah. It's the devil,
It's just like that's why people stay at jobs for a long time. I mean, I understand that completely. Why they don't challenge themselves or take risk, because the familiar part of the negative things that are in your life, you just become so accustomed to it.
It's like it's safe to you.
Yeah,
because you'd rather like. That was me at the bar because I was like, I want to quit this job, but I was like, but what am I going to do after this?
Yeah.
Like all I was thinking, like, I'm not qualified for 99% of jobs.
Yeah.
Also, I don't want to go down a step. Like I don't want to take a step backwards, even though it might be better for me in the long term. Because I was like, and that just terrifies you and it was like terrifying to like quit it. It was exciting, but it was also like scary because I was like, I'm gonna like not have that job I've had for like, I don't know, 4 years.
Yeah.
And then just kind of like figure something else out. I was like, what? I don't know what I'm going to do, you know, but I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
You know, happier than I've ever been.
That's good,
because
man.
of it.
That's good.
And if anybody from that bar is listening, I know they're not, but
it's not you, it's me.
No, it's some of them. No, it's more like I'm not a bar guy.
You're not a bar guy. Like, and that's the thing too. Like, not only do you not drink, but you even said that you don't like being around drunk people. So the fact that you stayed at a bar for so long was
that's how comfortable I was, that I was like, I'm willing to stay in a place where I could very well get hurt.
Yeah.
And actively loathe every day, like to, you know, but I would rather do that than, you know, try my luck somewhere else at a different job or like a different career path. Like my biggest fear on that job was crying
in front of people that you're supposed to look the tough. You were supposed to be the tough guy, and you're just like, this guy's throwing me out. I don't think so.
Because for some reason, I guess I fooled a few people, because they'd be like, you need to go get Ryder. Ryder will solve this. You know, like, get Ryder, take him out. Like, right. And it's like, and I'm like, if I cry, I can't even come back to get my check.
Yeah.
Not that it would be like I'm not allowed back. It'd be like,
I'm not
going to come back to do that.
Yeah.
That was like my worst fear, because I was like, I know this would be awful.
Yeah.
Like, you can't.
And was it every day that you thought you were gonna break?
For a while, it was every day for a while.
And like, that became part of your job, is to not cry. You're like, what my duty today? Don't let them see me cry.
And I never cried at work, but I got real close sometimes. But you know, like, every time it would be like a real challenge at work, or something could get a little scary, I'd be like, you know, I'd rather get like shot than get caught crying.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, at least I could be like a manly guy.
Yeah.
Or like somewhat of a martyr if I got shot. Like, but it was like, if I get like hit in the stomach and just start tearing up, that's worse. That's the worst.
Yeah. That's embarrassing.
If I get hit by a stray punch that wasn't even meant for me, and I just start welling up with like just big tears, and I can't hold
so mean to me.
I don't even like this job. That was my fear, because I had friends from there, like they would be at the gym, so it'd be like, not only could I not go back to the bar, I could not go back to the gym.
Yeah,
because I couldn't see my friends at the gym, and then it was just like, I made this huge deal out of it. Never cried though. But
always right there. It was always almost right there.
Oh, every time it was like it could have gone dicey. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah.
just don't cry. I was thinking, I honestly told myself, like, you know what? It doesn't matter if you lose, but just look like you knew how to fight, or
like lose a fight.
Yeah, like if I was like, I don't care if you take a glass to the face, just don't cry or run away.
Yeah,
just like lose like a man. Don't lose like you're just gonna, you know.
And that was your life for 2 years, right?
4
years, every day having that dilemma.
It wasn't every shift. It wasn't every shift.
Most shifts.
For like 2 years, the first 2 years, it was like every shift. But I would say, like, I got a little more comfortable, and then, but it would still pop up.
Yeah,
it would still pop up like once a month, and some months it would be like every weekend. I'm like, it would just drain you.
Yeah,
because you can't like just be white knuckling the bar stool.
Yeah,
your job for 8
That's
hours.
So stressful, man. That's so stressful to worry about that all the time. How bad was it? Like, I don't know which bar. You don't have to name the bar, but how bad was the clientele there?
It honestly, it wasn't even like, I've heard it was worse years before I got there. But it definitely calmed down. There was still like you still see some sketchy characters every once in a while.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like just like the worst bar ever, but it definitely wasn't Buffalo Wild Wings. It was but it was a regular bar. It was a
Mhm.
regulars bar. So like, basically, I had help with all the my buddies at the bar.
Uh-huh.
Like I knew they could help me out because they have.
Uh-huh.
They had it a couple times. Like they had gotten my back, and that's what gave me a little more comfort a few years into the job, knowing that like, oh well, I'm not completely alone.
Yeah.
Even though I'm the only door guy here, there are some guys that do have my back, and I have theirs, and like it's you kind of build relationships like that. But there was a few times that I got to the bar at like 7:45, like 7:30. My shift started at 8. I was like, I would park at like 7:30, get a coffee, and I'd park, and there'd be cops already outside the bar, and I would just walk away to the Starbucks across the street and be like, I'm not dealing with that until I'm on the clock.
It's not my problem yet. Was that like a normal thing? Cops would be at that bar?
I wouldn't say it's normal, but I wasn't going to be. I wouldn't be surprised after once or twice. I wasn't surprised after towards the end.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, I'm going to hear about this during my shift.
Yeah.
And it was always a great story, but yeah, it was. It was. Let's just say I didn't. My brother wanted to when he turned 21. He wanted to visit that bar, and I told him I don't think you should go to that bar. And he was like, "Why? You're gonna kick me out of that bar?" I'm like, "No, it's more like I don't want to have to worry about you at that bar."
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, he would have had a great time, but
That's
I didn't want to have
one time.
I didn't want to have to worry about that one time. I would have to be like this, like because it's one of those things like you never know what's gonna happen each night.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want to have to worry about you. Like he's not gonna get himself in trouble, but like people around him, I'm like, I'm not gonna worry about like your brother's on the patio. I'm like.
Yeah. Just that added stress of like, I gotta worry. I gotta protect somebody that I actually know and care about.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather than a stranger that I just
remove him from the equation altogether.
Yeah.
I wasn't even gonna like whatever, like what do you call it? Not fantasize. Think about it. I was just like, no, wouldn't go there.
Yeah.
He could honestly, if he showed up, I wouldn't have kicked him out, but I would have had to keep an active eye on him.
Yeah.
It would have made my knife a little more stressful.
You sit next to me this whole time.
Which is hard because I move around all the time. Like I move around the whole night. I'd be like, I'm not gonna be like worrying about these parties of people getting into it with each other on top of my brother getting in between it somehow.
Yeah.
So
have you noticed since like taking on this new class and feeling better about comedy and stuff, have you noticed that the worrying isn't as bad as it used to be, or is it still
it's not as bad as it used to be. It still pops up every once in a while, but it's definitely come less frequent.
Yeah.
I will say that, which has been nice.
What have you done, or is it just because you've gotten used to the ups and downs, or are you doing anything? Is there any tools that you use to kind of change your way of thinking about that stuff?
For like $9.99 a month, I can send you all my secrets. No, I don't know what I'm active. Like I will say it does help probably that I'm on a normal schedule.
Yeah.
Of like
normal schedule of work,
not waking up
sleep,
at noon.
Yeah.
And staying up till 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Because that never helps. People want to do brunch and you're like, can you do like 2 instead?
Yeah.
You're like, no, that's lunch. I'm like, not for you guys. I don't know. Like, what am I doing?
So you think just regular sleep has that big of an impact for you, or the change?
I think it's a combination of like I'm enjoying the class I'm in, the school I'm in, and I'm also enjoying like I'm not just enjoying the class. I'm enjoying like if I graduate in November, like I'm excited for like what's after that. So it's not even like it's more like I've been stuck in like the kind of the same cycle for like 4 years now, and I'm like, well, we're finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Who knows what's in the end of that?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I guess I'm more excited about that than
that is exciting, man. That is.
Then I'm just like self-pitying myself and wallowing in my own. Just like, oh, we're useless. Why are we still here?
Yeah.
Well, because you're doing that.
Yeah.
I think it's because of that. I don't know, honestly. Like, I would say working out, but that doesn't. I mean, that helps a little bit, but it's not like a end all be all thing,
Yeah.
It was like, and honestly, like just I have been really depressed like at the gym, so it's not even like it's not like a definitely like 100% cure.
You're still going through it currently, but I mean, it's not as bad. Or you do see, like you mentioned, you do see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah,
You know, or even if you can't see, you know it's there. You know it's
I hope it's there.
Well, yeah. I mean, it has to be there, and it's really up to you to make sure that it's there. I mean, you're doing all the right steps. You're already almost done. Are pretty close to being done with school. Well, not done.
No, I
but
just
like,
started.
Well,
so
yeah. But you're like, well, I have this by this time.
Oh yeah, no, I have definitive like
there you go, definitive like
dates and like schedules of like this semester is going to end, then you're going to do internship and all that jazz, and then you're done. But
so that's what works for you, is that like, having actual dates and goals and benchmarks rather than like, here we go again with the bar job. Here we go to the open mic. Here we go. Try to get some sleep. Bar job and all that stuff.
If you just
So setting up little goals for you, that's what's working for you.
I guess so.
You don't think so?
I mean, I honestly maybe I don't know. You probably have a better point of view of this. I'm just
because you're in it.
I'm so in it right now. Like I'm just right now. After I quit the bar and I realized I wanted to do the massage school, it's been pretty much since then. That was about a month or two ago. I've been focused on like get school supplies and then pay this school fee. And then it was like, all right, study these chapters, pass this quiz, and then learn how to massage. And then it's like all that, like I'm just putting one foot in front of the other now.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that I'm not thinking like, well, I just looked up yesterday. I was like, oh, the semester ends next month.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, already? Not this month, but I'm like, it's going to be like that part is going to be over.
Yeah.
And, I want to say like what, 45 days?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, what? That seems so fast.
Yeah.
Once you really think about it, because I'm used to like semesters being like 16 weeks
mm-hmm.
of just hell,
mm-hmm.
just not enjoying any of it.
Yeah.
I was like, I did not enjoy. I enjoyed college for a semester or two, but the majority of it was just awful.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know anybody, didn't know what I wanted to do, didn't know why I was there. Like hated all my classes. It was just piling on top of everything. Of course, I ran into a few cool people and had a few cool classes, but for the most part, I don't really look back on college being like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, this is actually pretty, like, yeah, anatomy's a bitch sometimes, but I'll take that. Like,
honestly, no numbers. There's no numbers involved.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with X and Y.
You could always make a song. There's songs about anatomy,
theorems.
right? Like
neck
bone, tailbone, backbone, all that stuff.
I could do that. Like I could do coloring. There's ways of. I'm willing to study that rather than because I'm willing to like try to pass it. So
yeah,
I want to be like I'm actually like I want to be good at this rather than be like I just want to get through this class so I can get to the next class.
Yeah,
and then I get to the next class and eventually be done, which is what college was. But this one is like, no, I want to be good. That way people don't like loathe partnering up with me. Because that's the last guy I want to be. I'm just like, oh, this guy.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not that guy.
This guy sucks, man.
Yeah, because you don't want to be the guy that's just like, you're like, oh, am I that guy? You're like, oh. Like, I don't know how to compare it. I don't know how you would compare it, but it'd be like, I guess it'd be like if you guys are writing, if you were driving with people like across a road trip, and you're like, we take turns driving, and then you discovered your partner was like the worst driver, and also like just a bad guy anyways. So you're just like, oh no,
not him again.
So you're like, I want to drive the whole time, but it's not possible, So I just want to be the guy that's like, I want to be good at my job, and then also like enjoy it, which I have so far.
Yeah. So you got the benchmark set for school and for your job and stuff. Do you have anything like that set up for comedy? Are you gonna try to make examples or set up little things for comedy?
I did that last year.
As far as what?
2020.
No, but like, what did you do last year?
The goal wise, or what did I accomplish?
No, but you were setting goals, or you were doing like what is it, like an image board, or what is it called? Like
I should probably do one of those. I hear about them. I don't even know if it'll work, but like just to do them, I guess. But I don't. What are they called? I guess a vision board.
Vision board,
Yeah.
I think that's what I said, right? Vision board, image board, vision board, yeah.
You
Edit.
I heard it before, but I couldn't even correct you. But like, yeah, it's I don't know. Honestly, I don't have a lot of goals for comedy. Just like for so long, I've just been like, I just want to get better.
Yeah.
But the hard part of doing that is how, because it's a lot of it's like I want to have a better set. I want to have better jokes, like jokes that I don't like hate or I know that are kind of hacky.
Yeah.
Like I just want to I want to have a better act, but then, you know, there's also more to comedy than that. And I'm like, I will say like one of my goals was like, I want to host more because I just want to have that skill under my belt. And I've hosted a little more, but I have a few like ideas of stuff I want to do, but then I just never do them.
Yeah.
Partly because I'm probably like underqualified, but also like I just
underqualified. Just do it.
Yeah, I tell myself that too, and then it just goes.
Yeah,
I just forget about it or whatever.
But you do notice that when you're feeling better about everything that you're doing outside of comedy, it does have a positive effect on how you do in comedy.
Yeah, lately I have been. Like, it's not like your bad sets magically go away. You still have those.
Oh no, you're always gonna have those.
But I will say, like, there is a, there's like a weird effect. You're like, oh, I'm getting better.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to focus on like more compliments of like people be like, oh, I ran into a guy who I haven't seen in years. I popped up in an open mic. I haven't seen in years, and the same guy was hosting it, and he was like, "You've come a long way," and I was like, "I'm gonna write that down, put that on my desk."
Yeah,
because we need that, because it's true. Like, I have all my sets like saved from like years ago.
Yeah,
so like it's very easily like I can very easily go back to my note cards even and just see old jokes that I'm like, oh, I know why that doesn't work, or that's just bad altogether. Like, why was I taking that angle and that stuff?
Yeah.
And now I could be like, oh, I just revived an old joke of mine, which I've never done before. And I've modified it, added a little bit to it. And now it works better than ever.
Yeah.
So I've been happy about that. But I guess one of my goals is like, I want to start recording like visually my sets, because I know how I sound on stage, but I don't know how I look or like come across.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's another thing I want to work on. Just like, because you were very nice to send me a video of mine like a month ago or so.
Yeah.
And I watched it first without even turning on the video, the audio.
Yeah.
Just to see like, how does this,
how does it look?
How does it play visually?
No.
And right, how, like, without laughs, without hearing anything, like, how do I react to stuff? And I'm like, why do I have my hands in my pockets? Like, why am I looking down?
Yeah.
And like, why aren't I moving? Or why aren't I moving anywhere? Like, why am I using one hand but just using the same, thing? And I'm like, oh no. And then I listened to it and I was like, okay, the set was but then I was like, so I have like a lot more work to do.
Yeah.
There. Like, I want to be better than I thought I could be. But like, I don't know, it's hard to do. I just want, like, it's
hard to be confident in it.
That too. I want to be like, I want to get to the point where I can go to a show, I can be on a show and not be afraid of the guy before me.
Yeah.
Because I have confidence, like, oh, I can do this. Not like totally cocky of like there's no nerves or whatever, but like knowing like, oh, we've done this before.
Yeah.
We've followed this before.
Yeah.
Like, just knowing that like, oh, I can also murdering. I want to be able to like you ever like see people just like absolutely just level a show and just see the guy just after him just completely flounder.
Yeah.
I want to be the guy that just ruins the show because he crushed so hard. It's kind of like because I've seen it happen and I'm just like, man, that'd be great. Like that happened to me. Like,
yeah,
I went up at this open mic. This guy bumped it like 20 minutes, murdered. No one else was murdering that time. And then I go up and I'm just like, of like what, 2 months in to comedy, and I'm just like, hi guys. My name's Ryder, I think. Just completely fell flat on my face. And my friends were like, that guy before you was hilarious.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, they put him on the show because they wanted to extend the show. And they're like, yeah, he didn't do that well. And I was like,
Damn.
I know.
But you were 2 months in. What do you expect?
Yeah, but I just want to like be the guy. Like
you want to be that guy that murdered before like that.
Well, it's just like I was like, I want to know how to do that.
Yeah.
And then still be like the guy that's like, I could have been better.
Do you have a image or an idea in your head about how you want to sound and look on stage, or are you still trying to figure that out for yourself? You know what I mean?
I think I have a better idea of what I'm talking about, but I don't know how I'm looking on stage. Just because I still don't have any clue of what I come across as like visually.
Yeah.
Like if I'm walking down the street and I saw myself,
yeah,
I'd be like, that guy looks familiar.
yeah.
Like a complete doppelganger. I'd be like, I don't like that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Just something about him. I don't like.
He looks weird.
Yeah.
I dress myself and I don't do it well.
You dress yourself? That's good.
Yeah. My mom lets me now. Yeah, no, I don't know how I really want to like look on stage, but I do know I want to be able to act out stuff.
Yeah.
But I just can't do that right now. It's just too uncomfortable. But I do notice like with more confidence, I have noticed that
you got to try it. You got to take those
I'm walking
those
around
risks.
more.
Yeah.
And I'm using my hands. I'm like, I'm feeling more comfortable, and that allows me to use the stage a little more. But for the most part, I'm just like standing in one spot.
Yeah.
Because for a year, for like my first 2 years or whatever, I tried to be the smooth guy on stage.
Yeah.
Like I tried to be
soft delivery.
Hey guys, just like a real too conversational. Or just like, what's up, guys? How's it going?
I thought like a Stephen Wright type of delivery.
No. It was more like I wanted to be like,
what up, everybody? How you doing?
Yeah, and that is the exact opposite of what I am.
Yeah, I don't think that suits you.
Oh, it was the greatest advice ever. Jay Wycott gave me was like, just tell jokes.
Yeah,
he's like, just go up there and then just tell your first joke.
Yeah,
and then tell your next joke, and then tell your next joke, and then instantly it was like, oh, that feels so much better. Like I feel like so much more comfortable because I know I have a game plan rather than being like, I got like a joke, but how am I going to squeeze this into this conversation?
Yeah.
That's not happening or going well.
Yeah.
So I know what I'm not going to be, but like, I don't know how I'm going to look on stage. Oh, day 2 of me doing open mics, like my second open mic or whatever, that was when I discovered I couldn't do impressions.
Yeah. What was the impression you tried to do?
I don't even know. I don't remember the impression I did. I remember the reaction everyone had to me doing the impression, which was, oh, no. Don't. It wasn't even like it wasn't a boo, and it was just like, oh, please don't ever do that. It was just
disgust, like, ugh.
Yeah, and I felt like I just instantly felt so much worse. I was like, oh, I thought that was gonna be a hit, and I already didn't know anybody, so I was like, oh no. So that's pretty much scarred me from doing any impressions.
That was 4 years ago. That's all in the past.
No, it's not.
You don't do impressions and you don't do voices, so now you just got to work on your act, work on your set.
Yeah, just work on my set. I hope. I don't know. I mean, it's a weird, like, I want to know how. I want to get better at visual, like how I like look at visually and do my act visually, but I just have no idea how this is gonna do.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of also excited to see where it goes. You
There
know,
go, man.
because
As
like
long
if
as you stay excited with it, you don't give up. You stay excited.
as soon as you lose the excitement, it's just like
that's it.
It's all.
That's
Done it. It's happened to me a couple times, and it's good to take a break after that, just because it kind of recharges you.
Yeah,
gives you new perspective.
Yeah,
like but then I will say I took a break for like a week, went out of town, and I thought like, do I want to quit? Do I not want to? And I was like, nah, we can't quit, but we needed a break anyways. So then I came back and I was like, all right, we're trying to get back on this train, but like at a new angle, like trying to like do better jokes or like different jokes than what we were doing. I bombed the first night.
Oh yeah,
and
it's so tough to take a break, even just a week, and then come back and think like, oh, I could just jump right back in. No.
I was like going soft on myself, being like, listen, we're just trying to get back into it. So like, just we're gonna do these jokes.
Don't need no razzle dazzle. Just get up there, say a couple.
Jokes. It's like, listen, we went up and we told a few jokes. That's step one. All right, and then we like focus on step two. Get better than that. But like, I bombed.
Yeah,
and somebody took me outside. I was like, man, that sucked. You suck at this. I was like, oh great, I get to take a break.
That's tough.
And then just eat shit the first night, and to be told, oh yeah, you suck. It was like, oh, this isn't worth it, is it?
Yeah, you're always going to convince yourself that it is worth it. Don't give up. Cool, man. Anything else you want to mention on the pod? I think you're doing good, man. I think you're doing good with going back to school, with working on your career.
Oh, it would be great if the next episode would be like,
so I don't do that anymore.
So if any of you guys, I have my real estate license today.
I decided to go full time with Grubhub. It's going great.
Oh no!
I work from home because I live in my car. But comedy, huh? Comedy is still a thing, right? All right.
Oh, by the way, I'm doing theater now too.
I started an improv class because there's no improv in San Antonio, so now I do improv.
I actually teach it too.
Give me a location. I need a location. I need. Cool, man. Let's go and wrap it up. Then, anything you want to mention? Do your plugs again. Where can people find you?
I the Ryder.
Eye of the Ryder.
Underscores in between all of that on Instagram. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I don't know what to. I mean, I don't know what to say.
Cool, man. Oh, it was fun, man. I'm glad you're doing good. Fun. I'm glad you're doing good.
I'm sorry this couldn't be more dark.
Nah, we're trying to be more light. We're trying to be comedy.
Okay, good.
A comedy mental health. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. I don't want to get anybody like no
messages of
no death threats.
That's good.
It's all for entertainment. It's
halfway
all
through this
for entertainment purposes only. That's what we're doing here.
Halfway through this, I was like, I hope he wasn't expecting like a darker like.
I'm glad it didn't.
My lowest point was
because you look like a weird crier, and that it would be embarrassing.
I
wouldn't edit it out either.
I hope you wouldn't have.
I'll put that on Instagram real quick.
No, that'd be the
the little thumbnail.
Yeah, the thumbnail, man. It's got to be. No, I was like, I don't think I would have cried. I just would have been like, I just probably would have been like got this weird look in my eyes. And it would have been a little off-putting.
Yeah. All right, let's start over.
Oh, what did I get myself into? I've never seen Ryder like this before.
Cool, man. Thanks for doing the pod.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Later.